So networking is, I would say, probably the most important aspect of breaking into banking. It kind of is it can seem like a long, tedious process, but there's a lot of different nuances that you can do to help put yourself together as a qualified candidate to an investment bank. So the first thing I would do, and the first thing that I did, was do due diligence and do research. So whether that's trying to set up meetings to talk to people about kind of the basics of investment banking, that's somebody that you may be comfortable with or that you know more intimately, or going online, researching different websites like Wall Street Oasis or Mergers and Acquisitions, basically trying to gather as much information as you can so you can kind of form an opinion of why you want to do investment banking or what an investment banker does. So I would say that that's the first step. And then the second step is trying to establish connections and basically just try to form a network. You kind of want to have a core network of people that you feel comfortable with and have kind of share a commonality with. And then from there you can kind of ask for referrals and try to grow that. But for me, I tried to find people that I could find something in common with. So whether that's somebody who went to Iowa State or is from Iowa, maybe they went to the University of Iowa, but is from Iowa in general, or if they were a fraternity brother from a different school. So I'm a Phi Del here at Iowa State. So trying to find a different fraternity brother from maybe the University of Illinois or Penn State or something like that. Somebody that I could kind of draw similarity to and be like, I'm in your position a couple of years ago. Maybe you'd be willing to kind of help me out. So what I would do is I would try to find their email address, go online, do some research, and basically have a drafted email that I would send to everybody of the kind of the same situation. So one guy would have a different email from the University of Iowa, and then there'd be another email for a fraternity brother. So basically send out those emails, try to set up a phone call. Phone calls could last anywhere from 20 minutes to a couple of hours. Basically just trying to gather information about their experience and then using that experience to kind of shape my opinion of investment banking. And really, each conversation is kind of used to shape your idea of what investment banking is. That way, when you go into an interview, you can really use that to say, hey, I've talked to all these people, I really know that this is what it is and this is why I want to do it. So after you kind of set up that network, then it's important to utilize the network. So it's great to have all these connections, but it's really important to know how to use them. So once you've established connection, you need to continue to reach out to them, maybe ask if they know anybody else that would be willing to talk to you. And most of the time, people are extremely willing to do this, especially if you become close with these people or taking the initiative to even go meet with them. So for example, I flew out to New York a couple times or drove to Chicago to meet with these people in person, and that really kind of shows that you're willing to take the extra step and go the extra mile to really become an investment banker, which is something that's kind of rare. Because a lot of kids that wind up in investment banking kind of just have it placed in their lap. There's a lot of on-campus recruiting at some of the bigger schools and things like that. So to see a kid who has done all this work, or for me, for example, I emailed over 200 people and talked to in person and over the phone over 110, 115 people. So being able to quantify the efforts that you've done really goes a long way in showing how badly you want this.